Hey Paradoxica, how are you doing? Oh gosh, we're starting right off with Scuttlebutt's voice, aren't we?
I snuck into Juniper's dressing room while everyone was in the lecture hall.
Hold it!
You said you snuck in, but why would you do something like that? Because if I got a big scoop on Juniper, club membership would go through the roof. Right now, the newspaper club only has one member, me. The club's history once I'm gone. So the Temis Herald's brand recognition is a matter of life and death.
Her means may be questionable, but her motive is surprisingly sound.
Extra, extra. Students seeking the thrills and chills of expose journalism report to the club room. This has been a paid advertisement. Anyway, where was I? Huh. Never took Miriam for such a go-getter.
Am I peeking my mic out? Wait, give me a sec. You know, I should probably just start pressing the BRB button whenever I'm, like, taking sips of water or whatever. It'd be significantly easier than having to press multiple buttons. I already have a button that's macroed to do to hide my model and mute my mic.
Juniper had changed into her stage costume. I asked her, "What are you doing?"
Hold it!
Why would she change into that costume? The mock trial was about to begin. How should I know? If you don't believe me, take a look at this photo. Captured this critical moment like a gonzo journalistic pro that I am. But this only shows the back of whoever was fleeing. You expect me to shoot her face when she's running away from me? I guess you're right, but this doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere. At any rate, this photo shows Juniper was in her stage costume. When suddenly, she fled into the hallway, as if she wanted me to follow her.
Hold it!
That doesn't mean you had to chase her. Call it journalistic instinct. If something's fishy, I go after it.
I hope that the Scuttlebutt voice is doing better. Also, sorry for the late start. I was running, like, really late tonight.
But you never did catch up to her, did you? A true undercover journalist gets up and dusts herself off when she stumbles. That reminds me, didn't you fall during your chase? When you tripped on your box? A true undercover journalist is always ready to stumble over a great story. Sure are a lot of holes in your story. Or is that just the Scuttlebutt brand of journalism? A true undercover journalist always prevails against her adversaries. I followed her all the way to Professor Court's body. She led me right to it.
Hold it!
What would our client have to gain from leading you there?
The accused had employed her self-penned script as a manual for murder. Ergo, she had to stop the mock trial before the script's details became public. That accounts for her desperate attempt to lead our carrion I read that as carrion last time as well. Our carton cretin here to the body.
Objection!
But as we all know, Miss Scuttlebutt didn't alert the authorities. And as a result, the mock trial began as scheduled.
Objection!
The issue here is not whether it was in fact halted. The fact remains that the accused was trying to lead the witness to the body. Does that not show clear intent to halt the mock trial? Okay, Blackwell. Allow me to pose you this question. If Juniper meant to stop the mock trial, why did she not report the body herself? Because that way, you know, she could guarantee the effects of it.
I'm positive it was Juniper because she was wearing a costume the costume she had made.
This is incorrect, right? Or try to stop it some other way after revealing the body had failed? Exactly.
Objection!
Miss Scuttlebutt, the sole basis for identifying our client as the figure in this photo is the fact that it shows someone in Miss Woods' stage costume. Well, it is Juniper's costume, so that must be Juniper in it. It's clear cut. No, that's where you're completely mistaken. What? This is a design drawing of our client's stage costume.
Oh my, what a wonderful creation. Constellations are extraordinary. Sorry, give me. Oh my, what a wonderful creation. Constellations are extraordinary.
I'm glad you noticed. Because those stars are precisely what's important here. In the drawing, there are constellations all over the outside of the costume. But there's not a single star on the costume in the photo.
Oh, that means, what exactly?
Your Honor, there were no other blue costumes at the scene. Which leads me to believe that the figure in the photo was wearing our client's costume inside out.
Why would Miss Woods make a mistake like that?
Well, it's not really a matter of why. But rather, who made the mistake of putting it on inside out? Wait, you're not suggesting...
Yeah, I know, right? It's especially an egregious contradiction, Paradoxica, when you consider that literally the third case Phoenix ever took on had this exact issue with it, of somebody posing as another person by wearing their stage costume. Oh, I've been rotated. There is no Maddie rotate emote yet.
That's right. I'm glad you're catching on. The costumes designer wouldn't put her own costume on inside out. Sorry, Miss Scuttlebutt, but doesn't believing you had a scoop when you really didn't make you a failure as a reporter? A failure as a reporter?
I don't know how to make that sound. To those cute.
Why, hello, Miss Scuttlebutt. So nice to meet the woman beneath the box. You didn't see nothing.
Objection!
Now, I would have you stop right there, Sykes-Donal. Or it is the why of the matter upon which I would have this court focus. Oh wait, or it is the why of the matter upon which I would have this court focus. There needs to be a comma there.
What do you mean?
Miss Juniper Woods.
Yes?
What were you doing on the morning of the mock trial?
I was in my dressing room, painting my costume in fluorescent paint. Fluorescent paint.
Man, maybe I should have done a different game tonight.
My design drawing shows twinkling stars on the costume. I was going to make the costume shimmer like that by painting the inside fluorescent.
Or, what was that again? Fluoride? Did your costume have cavities?
Not fluoride. Fluorescent, as in glowing. The paint would make it glow in the dark.
Yes, yes. And so you applied that to the inside of the costume. And then...
I let it dry for a while because I heard it takes a long time. So I put the costume on my mannequin inside out. Inside out. So then...
This is a photograph of the inside-out costume taken in the dark. As you can see, there's a heavy layer of paint over the entire inside surface. Man, why would you... Allow me to ask you, why would you use paint on fabric? Like, painting fabric, like, that just doesn't feel like it would work properly. Oh, whoops. Someone were to properly don this costume in this state, the wet paint would get all over the body. Why, yes, I believe it would. Indeed. Ergo, the costume was worn the way it was, not by anyone's mistake. But because this was the way it was on the mannequin, inside out. Figures he would have a photo.
Did we just fall into his trap?
Yeah, I bet Blackwell had it all planned out. Still, I think you should give this photo a nice long look.
Oh, please tell me you found something that doesn't add up.
Check out the chest area. It kinda looks like handprints to me.
Hey, you're right. But Junie would know better than to touch it while the paint was still wet.
Objection!
I believe the term to describe your thought process is wishful thinking. After all, if master painters make mistakes... Oh wait, fuck, I mispressed. After all, if master painters make mistakes, why not a rank amateur such as the accused?
So basically, you're saying my claim requires evidence to back it up.
Evidence? That shouldn't be a problem, right? After all, you've come this far.
Just because I've come this far doesn't mean I've thought everything through, though.
What? You mean to say you've just been bluffing?
What did you expect me to do? I'm sick of losing to this guy. But you're right. There's only one thing left to do at this point.
Also, situation of pot, meat, kettle. Apollo, you are like... You're not as good as Phoenix is at bluffing, but you're still pretty good at bluffing.
And that's to present some evidence, pronto.
A showdown, is it? I gladly accept.
The fluorescent paint must have stuck to the hands of whoever touched the costume. And that paint should glow in dark places. So I just need to carefully check every last piece of evidence. This piece of evidence showed who touched the costume.
Cool. I made the joke about Robin's hands glowing, but like...
Take that!
School newspaper. Interesting.
Take a look at the photo where the lights are dimmed and the spotlight is on Miss Woods. Observe Mr. Newman's hands in that photo as he stands at the prosecutor's bench. As you can see, it's glowing just like Miss Woods' fluorescent paint.
It's glowing quite brightly, I might add.
But why would he put fluorescent paint on his hands for the mock trial, you may ask? The answer is he wouldn't, not on purpose. It got there when he put the costume on.
Oh? Oh! That means... What again?
It means the figure photographed in the costume was not our client, Juniper Woods. It was her classmate, Robin Newman.
What? I think you were actually able to prove that.
Well, you never know what's going to happen next. That's the thrill of the courtroom.
So then... Does that mean that Robin is our man?
Well, that's certainly how it looks.
Very well. Robin Newman it is. He is here in the gallery, I trust. Show yourself. I challenge you to a duel. Oh god, I forgot about Robin's voice. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? I'm Robin Newman. I want to become a great artist. I practice day and night, yeah! No, that's not it. Art's gotta be sincere, man. Oh, for occupation, should we put down budding artist? No! Temis Legal Academy, senior, prosecutor course. This brace is proof of my masculinity. I've been training to be a prosecutor for 18 years. I assume you will be cleaning up the pottery you smashed before you leave today. Aw, man! Seems the witness has finally settled down.
I guess nothing phases the judge after all these years.
Miss Sykes, you do realize that you and your boss cross-examined an orca last week, or last month. Actually, it was like 4 months ago. 3 months ago. Because that happened in July, and this happens in October, if I'm not mistaken. Don't you know? Time is an illusion. Reality is a hologram. Buy gold. I've been looking at some of the Gravity Falls stuff, and that just popped into my brain. He's been dealing with Phoenix's bullshit for years. Yeah. You may proceed with your testimony, Mr. Newman. Specifically, the court wishes to hear why you had fluorescent paint on your hand. I went to see Juniper in the dressing room, but she wasn't there. When I walked by that frilly costume, I was like, whoa! The mannequin it was on, it was about to fall on me. I got that paint on me when I caught it. But I never put it on. That's just stupid.
Hold it!
Your Honor, I recommend a short therapy session for the witness.
Well, Mr. Newman does seem particularly agitated, but... No! Oh, whoops. No, I don't want autoplay. Not again. What's his problem?
I sensed it the moment Robin took the stand. The discord in his heart.
So you think he might be hiding something?
Probably. You're ready, Mr. Newman. Let's see what the mood matrix can do for you.
Mood matrix. I went to see Juniper in her waiting room, but she wasn't there. When I walked by that frilly costume, I was like, whoa! Maybe it's the happy here. The mannequin was on. It was on. It was about to fall over. I hope I'm like putting an appropriate amount of volume to this. I hope that this comes across as like significantly louder than the rest of them. I got that paint on me when I caught it. I never put it on. That's just stupid. Maybe it's the anger there, but
when you mentioned the stage costume, I sensed a sudden powerful feeling of joy. Jesus, why am I tripping over my words so much tonight? What do you care to explain, Mr. Newman?
Wait, what? Why would a frilly scarf thing and a long skirt make me feel like that?
I don't know, but you seem awfully interested in that costume for some reason. You didn't happen to put it on, did you?
Like I'd be into that kind of thing. I'm a dude, and I'm into braces. Wow, Robin is like really like... Robin is very like... I know that this is definitely just me being like this is me projecting, but like, man, Robin feels very like trans girl coded, you know what I mean? Like sees the pretty dress and is immediately like, neuron activation. Or at least like me. You don't think Robin's actually got a thing for Juniper's outfit, do you?
Oh, come on, isn't it obvious?
You're enjoying this a bit too much, Athena. No way, man! The mannequin came falling toward me, so I stuck out my hands to stop it. End of story.
That's a new piece of information. Time to run an update. Even after that update, something just doesn't feel right here. Do I have anything that could prove his statement contradicts what really happened?
It's the picture of the thing, because it's the thumbs on the outside. So in order for that to be correct, you'd have to have your arms crossed to put handprints like that by touching it from the outside.
Take that!
You said the mannequin came falling toward you, so you stuck your hands out to stop it. If so, then the fingers on your hands would have been pointing outward like this. But that's not what the handprints show. In fact, this looks like just your thumbs and the base of your palms.
Why in the world would I leave such weird handprints?
You know why. You left them when you went to adjust the scarf after putting it on. Just like the model in this drawing.
Whoa!
Why don't you just admit it, Mr. Newman? You did put the stage costume on, didn't you? And you really do like Miss Woods' clothes, don't you?
Fine, I admit to putting the costume on. But I don't like girly clothes, man. Oh, wow.
Yes, new information to plug in. Time for another update.
Snuck in knowing the costume was in there. My heart was pounding, even though I'm a guy. Sadness there now. I saw it. It was even more amazing than I'd imagined. It's like, whoa! Guy, but I got all excited. Maybe the sadness there. It's true. I did put on girly clothes. But it was strictly for artistic purposes.
Got it!
Not the happy.
Mr. Newman, this emotion is inconsistent with your testimony.
What are you talking about? It's not true! My only emotion is testosterone-fueled stubbornness.
Yikes. I wouldn't really call that an emotion. I wonder where I went wrong. Well, better try that again.
Bring it on! A million times or a billion, I don't care! Speaking of a billion, I keep seeing this stupid fucking argument about the, 1 billion lions versus, one of every Pokemon. I keep seeing that argument pop up recently, and it gives me brain damage every time I see it. It deals psychic damage to me.
Got it!
One of my favorite random ass things about that argument is, depending on the parameters of the argument, if you get to count extra forms of Pokemon, the Pokemon outnumber the lions by roughly 7 billion because of Spinda and Shiny Spinda.
There, another emotion that doesn't fit.
So what? You're really starting to get on my nerves, man.
Mr. Newman, you got excited when you put the costume on. But you also felt sad.
Who cares if I felt sad? It's no big deal.
Okay, Mr. Newman, out with it. Why did you feel sad? You're hiding something, aren't you?
Oh no!
You're not fooling anyone anymore. Now tell us why you were sad.
Okay, fine. You're gonna be that way, I'll tell you. Reason I felt sad is... No matter how much I dress up, I'll never be as pretty as Juniper. Well, no offense, but his habit of shouting at the top of his lungs doesn't exactly help. No, that's not it. I totally owned those girly clothes. I should have been totally pretty. But there's something that keeps getting in my way.
Wow, that's a whole lot of anger and raw emotion right there. His heart is crying out in pain, and his emotions are out of control.
Out of control emotions? We saw those during the Ninetales Veil incident. Don't remind me, Apollo. So all we have to do is find the source of his uncontrollable anger, right?
Right. Help me look for a conflict between his statements and the images we see. If we can find that, we can wrestle him away from whatever's tormenting him. Mr. Newman said that there's something getting in the way of him being pretty. Something that doesn't go with girly clothes. But what could it be?
Fine! I'll testify, man! Snuck in knowing the costume was there. My heart was pounding even though I'm a guy. It's true, I felt a powerful feeling when I saw that long frilly scarf. Dressing room, costume. I admit it, I wore girly clothes. Felt like a diva when I pulled the hood over my head. Felt so right. I was totally dressed up like a girl. Man, the more this goes on, the more it, like, Robin just, like... the more this goes on, the more it's just like, man, Robin is, like, very transcoded.
Got it!
Mr. Newman, you feel a great deal of anger toward your brace, don't you? Is that what you feel is holding you back from being as pretty as you think you should be?
Huh? What?
Mr. Newman, the truth is you really want to take that brace off, don't you?
No way, man. It's a symbol of masculinity. I could never take it off.
Is it that you can't take it off, or that you don't want to take it off?
Aw, man! Should have kept my big mouth shut.
This is really weird. He exhibits intense anger toward his brace, which he calls a symbol of masculinity. But he can't take it off, not even when he's trying to look pretty. What could be at the root of his complicated relationship with his brace? I have a feeling we're on the verge of uncovering an earth-shattering secret.
Athena? You okay?
It seems Robin is still hiding a secret, a big one.
Bigger than the fact that he's secretly jealous of Juniper's looks?
Yes, at least I think so. No, it can't be. I just thought of something, but it's totally insane. Mr. Newman.
What?
I'm onto your little secret. And if I'm correct, it's not very little at all. It's huge. This sounds completely insane, but it's the only possibility left. Mr. Newman, or should I say, Miss Newman. You are and always have been a girl.
What? You lost the plot, Athena?
No, I'm completely serious. I don't have any direct evidence. But that's what Robin's heart is shouting out loud and clear.
Hold it! I still think you've totally lost it. I mean, Robin reeks of testosterone. How could he possibly be a she? I, for one, have never seen a girl who shouts like a maniac all the time. I don't believe you. Oh. I've seen plenty of witnesses in my day. But if he's a she, then she's the most convincing actress I've ever encountered. Therefore, let me pronounce my verdict. Robin Newman is without a question a man. Oh. You are now truly just as Dono's equal in one area. You're just as equally insane. Never in the history of this planet has there been a finer specimen of the masculine spirit. You guys are done talking about me. I'm...
The brace, it's... Miss Sykes. No, allow me to call you Athena. I wanted to keep this a secret at all costs, but no!
No way! Ugh. Surely this must be some kind of jest.
Nope, it's for real. I'm a girl, body and soul. If you don't believe me, I'll give you a P-E-E-K.
Ugh.
As if. What an amazing transformation. Well, all the Discord is gone. The image is now complete. I was raised as a boy since I was little, and studied law just as my parents wanted. But now this living lie had me pinned to the ground. It's... It's been blown to smithereens by you, Athena. Now I can stop pretending I want to be a prosecutor. I'm gonna be an artist. Yay!
I don't know what I'm doing for her voice, but... Order! Order! What a shocking development. It really did turn out to be a she.
Why is everyone looking at me like that? I feel like a movie star or something. But no paparazzi, please. I value my privacy. O-K-A-Y. No pixel, you regret it, man.
I just imagining things, or is Robin even more hyper now than when she was a he?
I don't know. Maybe it's because she finally got her troubles off her chest? Literally.
This is all well and good, but does he being a she actually change anything?
The fact that the witness is actually a girl does change things. Because now there's a piece of evidence that we must reevaluate.
Very well, let's see what the defense has for us now. What piece of evidence must we reconsider now that we know that the witness is a girl? It's the, this one.
Take that!
Why does Athena's "take that" always sound so, like, weirdly disjointed? It sounds like they took two recordings and stitched them together.
This is what I'd like the court to reconsider.
Oh, the tape recorder. The one that recorded the threat. You're a goner.
That's right. And we've already established that it's a female voice in the recording. Of all the students who could have moved the body before the mock trial was to start, our client was the only female if you exclude Miss Scuttlebutt because of her alibi. Wow. Fuck. And that's why the tape recorder made our client the prime suspect.
Ah. Then.
That's right. The witness just revealed that she's a girl. Therefore, if we're using the voice in this recording as the basis for hurling accusations, this witness must be labeled a suspect too. Oh no.
Wow. Talk about a sudden turn of events. You've done it. Found a hole in one of the prosecution's key pieces of evidence.
Yeah, but wow, that was a lot of work for a single one.
Objection!
Not so hasty now. You're forgetting that only one person here was privy to the script. Ergo, Miss Juniper Woods is still the prime suspect.
Objection!
But Miss Newman hid the fact that she was a girl, both at the crime scene and in court. I'd say that puts her in camp suspicious. That's not nice, Athena. How can you accuse me of being a killer?
These two voices are the same voice.
I mean, I'm just a weak, innocent little girl. And just thinking about murder makes me...
She's so fucking melodramatic. Suspicious is as suspicious does. Undoubtedly. No, that put her in Camp Terrible Parents. Yeah. Undoubtedly, the witness has some sort of connection with this crime. Perhaps our newfound lady is merely feigning ignorance. We can surmise that she lent support to the principal offender, Juniper Woods, by leading Miss Scuttlebutt to the body. That would make her an accessory to the crime.
How can you say that? I'm not an accessory to any crime, Mr. Birdman.
Objection!
Birdman? In any event, with the witness as an accessory, it explains quite a bit, does it not?
Objection!
He made it all make sense somehow. And he'll keep accusing Junie unless we can show someone else knew the script's details. But how could someone have gotten their hands on that kind of info? The only way they could have known what was on the script was if they... Sorry, Junie, but you're not going to like this. Our client may have leaked the script's details to someone.
What the devil?
And I know I shouldn't have, but I revised the script to favor the prosecution. But Professor Court noticed it immediately and changed it back. Miss Woods did not want Hugh O'Connor to win the mock trial. That's why I believe she leaked the details to the witness, Robin Newman.
I get it. If Robin won, Hugh wouldn't be able to confess to Juniper.
Right. Junie was probably trying to keep their friendship from becoming awkward. How could you, Thena? What a bunch of bull. I never heard a word about the script from Juniper. Never ever.
Objection!
You sure? Can you look me in the eyes and swear you didn't? B.A.D., Athena. You don't have any evidence.
Actually, we might have just the thing.
Really?
Yeah. One of Robin's lines I read when we were reenacting the mock trial. Here is a shot of the crime scene. Ironically, it was Professor Court who was posed as the corpse. Her forehead. How did the mock trial participants react to this photo? Mr. Newman was surprised by what Professor Court was wearing. Robin said, Oh, the green sweatsuit.
S-U-R-E. I may have said that, but so what?
Well, think of it this way, Athena.
Yeah, which way exactly?
If I told you that I'd be wearing a blue suit today, but then showed up wearing what I've got on now, what would you say?
Oh, the red suit. I think I've got it. Your Honor, we have evidence proving Miss Newman knew the contents of the script. The defense moves to present said evidence to the court.
Very well, Miss Sykes. Present away.
This evidence proves that Miss Newman had prior knowledge of the script's contents.
Let me guess. Sweatsuit. Victim's outfit will be a red one from the prosecutor course.
Take that!
Mock trial script.
Miss Newman, during the mock trial, you were shown a photo of the victim's body. And reportedly, you reacted by saying, "Oh, the green sweatsuit." Oh, yes, I said that. What's your point? You seem to have some issue with the green sweatsuit. And I think I know why. The proof is in the script, specifically on the things to prepare page. Sweatsuit. Victim's outfit will be a red one from the prosecutor's course. You were surprised because the sweatsuit in the photo was green. But if you didn't know about the script's content, then that shouldn't have surprised you. No! I thought we were friends, Athena. How could I have been so blind? In light of her privileged knowledge, I move to declare Miss Newman a suspect, Your Honor.
What?
If knowing script details makes me a suspect, then there must be others beside me. I mean, someone else could have also seen Professor Court's note. Note? What note? The professor and Juniper were working together to prepare for the mock trial. But only one copy of the script was made to prevent it from being leaked.
Oh, my tracking broke. My neck is broken.
But that gets kind of inconvenient, right? You're not seriously going to suggest... But it's the truth. Professor Court did do exactly what you're thinking. She didn't write down any of the proceedings or the truth behind the case. But she did write a note to herself about the props and details about the victim's B.O.D.Y. Is this really true, Miss Newman? If you don't believe me, send the police over to my house. Tell them to check the pictures on my camera. I thought it might give me an advantage. So I took a picture of the note.
I'd say she's telling the truth. Why would you leave your phone at your house?
Wait a sec. If there's a note with details about the body, then that means there are others who could have made the murder look like our client's script.
Yes, I believe you're right. Huh.
Apparently, this case isn't as clear-cut as Prosecutor Blackwell would have us believe. This new revelation blasts a big fat hole in the prosecution's case.
Oh!
Objection!
Bully for you, Missy. But don't think this spells victory.
And why not?
The battle is still young, and my blade is now fully drawn. Between it and my next witness, your life will be forfeit. Stop auto-scrolling the text. Between it and my next witness, your life will be forfeit, so put away your wooden sword, and show me what you're truly capable of if you wish to live.
You want it? Don't worry, I'm gonna bring it.
I already said I want nothing to do with this trial. How juvenile. It's not a matter of what you want, for you will cooperate, Hugh O'Connor. Prosecutor Blackwell, why have you called this witness? You will recall the day before the mock trial. In short, the day of the murder. The accused testified that she had left for home at around 6 p.m. Yes, my notes here do confirm that fact.
Right, our client wasn't at school at the estimated time of death, so she couldn't be—
Objection!
Yet, that was but a felicitous? That was but a felicitous lie. Or am I mistaken, Golden Boy? I've no intention of saying anything more. Now, if you'll excuse me. Hold. I'm not through with you yet. Yeah, I just spat on my phone. It seems the rogue prosecutor has it out for me. Leave, and we just might discuss you-know-what. No, wait.
one little statement and Mr. Cool loses it? What's this all about?
I changed my mind. I'll stay and testify. Are you sure, Mr. O'Connor? The word of a genius is as good as gold. Let's get on with this. Hugh O'Connor, a senior at Temis Legal Academy, lawyer course. How's that? Just fine. Your testimony then, if you please. You're up against the top of the class now. I'd be careful if I were you.
I know Junie would never lie like that. That pompous schoolboy won't know what hit him.
Is this gonna be another Mood Matrix test, or Mood Matrix segment? To get mentally prepared for the mock trial, I meditated at the archery range until 7 p.m. At around 7:15, I went into the main building. Before going home. That's when I saw Juniper. He didn't say much as we passed by each other. She seemed her usual self. That's it. Anything else you'd like to ask? That is quite enough. Well done, Golden Boy. Final bell rings at 7 p.m., at which point the campus is a desolate place. Now, you will recall the tape recorder. We know the time of the voice recording. It was 7:10 p.m., the day before the mock trial. That was the dark hour of this heinous crime. That was the dark hour Persona 3 mentioned?
Do you have any proof of that?
As its final bell, school plays a special broadcast when the clock strikes 7. Female voice on tape appears 10 minutes after that broadcast. The killer waited until the school was empty to spring her devious and deadly trap. Oh, that didn't break my tracking. Probably broke my tracking a bit. Oh, and the witness saw the defendant. That would have been... Indeed. It was 5 minutes after the voice was captured on tape in the art room. Ergo, we know that the accused was still in the main building even after the killing. Time of the murder, and the time of when the body was removed.
Great. Another inconvenient testimony.
Sykes, your cross-examination, please. Oh, why am I so tired? To get mentally prepared for the mock trial, I meditated at the archery range until 7 p.m.
Hold it!
So, do you meditate often?
Don't tell me you're going to start pestering me too.
What's that supposed to mean?
No need to play dumb with me. All the girls want to know about my private life.
What?
I'll remind the defense that this is a court of law, not a pickup spot. Huh. It seems Miss Fancy Pants' lawyer is smitten with the witness.
Objection!
Objection! Objection! Objection! I'm just trying to establish the witnesses.
If you must know, I never go a day without meditating. Satisfied now, stalker girl?
That's it. You'd better take that.
Whoa, whoa there, Tiger. Let's just take a deep breath and relax. I'll just continue my testimony now, if you don't mind. I really hope that Athena objecting, like, came through just as loud as I was actually doing it, because, like, that was loud enough that it was, like, my room has a bit of an echo to it, and you can kind of hear it during certain, bits. I'm looking into possibly getting, like, a big heavy curtain to hang across, like, the halfway point of my room so that it gives it, like, a better acoustics for streaming. But I could hear, like, you know that sound that you get when you're, like, yelling in an empty room and you get that, like, ring in the walls? I got a bit of that. At around 7:15, I went to the main building before going home. That's when I saw Juniper.
Hold it!
Our client has stated she went home at 6 p.m. You and Professor Court were busy preparing for the mock trial together yesterday, right? Was that the last time you saw her? Yes. I left school at around 6 p.m.
No, wrong. I don't know what she was doing, but Juniper was definitely at school after 7 p.m. But I suppose that neither side can prove one way or the other.
Ugh. But if Junie was there, that means she's lying.
Truth be told, I only saw her for the briefest of moments. We didn't say much as we passed by each other. She seemed her usual self.
Hold it!
So you just walked past a good friend, barely saying a word?
The final bell had already rung. They get mad when you stand around chatting. Then again, we're not like you people talking endlessly in those annoyingly loud voices.
Objection!
Annoyingly loud voices? I'd like it if you refrained from insulting my partner like that.
Oh my god, that is the best response you could have given, Athena. Holy shit.
I'd like it if you refrained from insulting my partner like that.
Normally I'd shout objection right about now, but I'll take this one for the team. Look at his face. That face little, this is like the first time we've seen this, like, almost like this is like the I knew this was going to happen face. Anyway, I think that's about all I have to say. That's it. Anything else you'd like to ask?
Hold it!
Alright, I'll take you up on your kind offer.
I expected as much, so go ahead, ask away.
Mr. O'Connor, I wanted to ask you... Please tell the court what you were doing on October 23rd, the day before the mock trial.
That's an easy one. Nothing in particular.
Nothing at all. You didn't help with the preparations?
You don't get it, do you? I was merely playing the role assigned to me. I left the preparations and the like to the others. My job was to be mentally prepared.
Junie put her heart and soul into getting things ready, while he just sat on his behind?
Yo! I don't know, I assume that it's Chihaya Hoshino? How are you doing? How was your stream? What were you streaming? But yeah, hi. Long, very tired. Oof. I've definitely had those before. Danganronpa 1. Ooh, good game. But yeah, for those of you who haven't met me before, hi, I'm Maddie. I say I'm a variety streamer. I play mostly RPGs and visual novels and a lot of randomizer as well. I like doing a lot of voices.
And I've been told that I have pretty good voices.
Yeah. Just to reiterate, I spent most of the 23rd meditating at the archery range. I didn't talk to anyone until the school closed at 7 p.m. I suppose a few archery club members did come and go while I was there.
But you didn't talk to anyone. Not a single soul?
Thank you for the beanage, Sachi. That's right. I didn't say a word to anyone until the final bell at 7 p.m. Yeah, thanks again for the raid. Have a good rest. I appreciate the raid a lot. And I hope that you're able to rest up and get the rest that you need. Wow, that was a sentence I said, but
I see. This is crucial information. Please add it to your testimony.
I don't know if you're bluffing, but if you are, you have a pretty good poker face. I didn't talk to anyone until the final bell. I'd been meditating alone at the archery range. You know, I selected that option just because it seemed like the most, like, potentially important one. I didn't even realize that this was like, hey, meet with you about that report yesterday.
Objection!
So you didn't talk to anybody on October 23rd. Are you sure about that?
I already told you. My word is as good as gold.
Okay then, how do you explain this? And don't spare any details.
Sorry, never seen that before.
This is the victim's planner. She recorded all of her plans in great detail. Take a look at this page here. It reads 23rd, meet with you and important. Don't you find that interesting?
Where do you get that?
The keyword here is important. You say you were at the archery range all day. But you also said a few students came and went while you were there. That doesn't sound like a great place for an important talk.
The entire campus was buzzing with activity before the mock trial. Where could they have possibly had a private conversation?
I thought about that too, but the situation changes after the last bell.
What's this now?
The witness stayed after the last bell. In order to have a private talk with the victim. Am I right, Mr. O'Connor?
This is insane. Huh. Must we go through this yet again? I suppose you also have no evidence, as usual. He's on to us, chat.
No, I don't have any direct evidence. However, the witness was meditating until after the last bell, and he attempted to conceal his private meeting with the victim.
First Robin, now me? Who are you going to accuse next? You're just another unscrupulous attorney looking to get ahead. Don't let him get to you. He's definitely hiding something. I mean, he was supposed to meet with the victim around her estimated time of death.
I had my suspicions about Robin, but Hugh seems just as guilty. These three are the only possible suspects, after all.
Oh yeah, Sachi. We learned that that Robin is a girl. And the whole like it's weird to explain, but Robin is a girl. That's the main thing that you need to know.
Mr. O'Connor, please answer me this. Did you meet with Professor Court that day?
Sorry, Mr. Jailbird Prosecutor. Robin was the really loud one, the red one. This one. No, the one in the box is Scuttlebutt. Sorry, Mr. Jailbird Prosecutor. I don't mean to steal your thunder, but I have something to say. If it will save me some trouble, then by all means speak away. Thank you, Mr. Completely. That's totally fair. She hasn't been on screen very much. She's basically just been yelling. If you would recall, Miss Sykes, the voice on the tape recorder was female. Knowing that, I'd like you to explain how I could possibly be a suspect.
Oh, he has a point.
Impressive. Golden Boy here does shine gold indeed. Care to take the reins? You're more than capable of prosecuting this case. Sorry, but I'm studying to be a lawyer. What a pity. To think such genius is to be wasted on mere lawyering. At last your moment is here, Sykes Dono. Time to refute Golden Boy's statement. And prove that you're the young prodigy worthy of the badge on your lapel.
Could he lay any more pressure on?
The voice is unmistakably female, so there's no point in arguing about that.
Yeah, you're right. In which case, to whom does the voice on the tape really belong to? The voice on the tape belongs to the victim. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Objection!
Are you mad? The voice on the recording says you're a goner. That is something a murderer shouts at their victim, not the other way around.
Yeah, that is a problem. You're a goner. You're a goner. You're a goner.
Athena? How many times are you gonna say this?
You're a goner. You're a goner. Are you a goner? You a corner. Hugh O'Connor? Wait a second.
Whoa, Athena, you're scaring me here.
You're scared? I'm terrified for even coming up with this.
With what?
Prosecutor Blackquill, you wanted to know if I'm worthy of my badge. Well, I'm about to show you why, despite my age, I can wear it with pride.
Oh? Then I take it you won't be changing your argument. Still, it understands that it's a bit odd for the victim to be the one yelling, "You're a goner." I don't know what you're referencing, Sachi. I genuinely have no idea what that means.
I agree. If that's what the victim is saying, but it's not.
I assume you have something to back up your assertion, Miss Sykes.
Not exactly, but you don't have to add fuel to this fire, Your Honor. If it is indeed Professor Quartz on the tape, then she was shouting because she was...
Oh, is that what that is?
"You're a goner" was the threat the witness shouted at the victim.
As has been mentioned countless times. Wait, what was the thing I picked? I don't think I read that properly. As has been mentioned countless times, the voice on the recording is female. How the devil do you reckon it belongs to the witness?
Oh, right.
I'm confused how you could be confused about that. Without further ado, a penalty.
No fair. 2 against 1.
See, I thought that it was, See, this is being threatened by, and so I was thinking that she was yelling out the name of her attacker, but...
I would like to call one basic fact into question. Is that shout on the tape really saying "you're a goner"?
What are you up to now, Athena?
Professor Quartz' planner says she was supposed to meet with the witness for an important talk. Perhaps our witness, despite being a genius, had done something wrong. And this made Professor Quartz get angry with him during their private meeting.
I don't see how this changes what we heard on the tape.
Well, if you want to see how it changes things, then let's try a little experiment. Your Honor, I want you to yell at the witness as if you're mad at him. But, and this is important, use his full name.
Okay, let's see, you O'Connor. What did I do to deserve that?
Yes, like that. Now try again, but faster.
You O'Connor. You O'Connor. You O'Connor. You O'Connor? Wait a second. No, this can't be.
Objection!
You'd think I'd spend the energy to lead you this far if it wasn't true? Ah, but it is, Your Honor. Humans are not perfect. That's a scientific fact. We sometimes mistake shadows for monsters or the wind for voices. Your Honor, pay no attention to the shadow creature behind you. He's not real and he cannot hurt you.
Miss Sykes, I hate to be the one to break this to you. That shadow creature is in fact real, and can hurt you. All shadow creatures are real. They just move very quickly when you try to look at them. Most of them are safe, but if they're taller than 7 feet tall, then that's when they start getting dangerous. Now that you mention it.
You can do this, Athena. Just give the old guy one more little push. The sound on the tape recorder never was the phrase, "you're a goner." That's why we thought, that's only what we thought we heard, when in fact it was the witness getting yelled at. The court will note that this is different from the
What?
This is different from the selective hearing men are so good at.
What? I think you're right, but what was that last part again?
Never mind. The important thing is that the voice was recorded that was recorded isn't our client's. And since it was the victim scolding the witness, he must know how, he must now join the list of suspects.
Objection!
I had thought that testimony would suffice, but it seems it has come to this. I will not allow such malicious quibbles to upend this case. The prosecution has one final piece of evidence to present to the court.
Evidence? What's he going to pull out now?
Feast your eyes on this photo, and let me see that insolent look vanish from within them. Let's see here. Oh, it's a picture of the defendant and the victim. The photograph shows the professor and student preparing for the mock trial together.
Wait, was this taken in the art room? The room where the murder occurred.
Indeed it was. But the revelations do not end there. Do you see the clock on the wall? It reads 7:05, a mere 5 minutes before the voice was recorded on the tape.
What?
The accused brutally stabbed the victim to death 5 minutes after this photo was taken. Seems the defendant's culpability in this crime is quite obvious. You still have... I hate how people are like, oh, this picture was taken within 5 minutes, and then it's like, nah. This proves that they did it because it was 5 minutes away from the actual crime.
Junie was with Professor Court just 5 minutes before she was murdered? What now? Nothing I can say, nothing I say can change that fact.
Understand now? You can believe in your client all you wish, but try as you might. Such misplaced faith will inevitably be cut down. Cut down before the cruel, steely blade of truth. Listen, Missy. The person you'd like to save more than anyone else in the world, I'd be willing to wager that your defense isn't what they desire.
But I became a lawyer so I could...
You still fail to understand, after so much pain and defeat. The courts are not the plague-yards of little children dressed as lawyers. So before you break your back in failure, run along home and grow up.
If he thinks I'm giving up now, he's got another thing coming. I have to find my inner strength if I ever hope to save him. But I can't think of any way to strike back. At the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. That's impossible. How could I smile under these circumstances, even if I forced it?
This is badder than bad. Who knew Blackwell had that one waiting in the wings? Why didn't that twisted samurai just present that at the beginning?
Wait, maybe this was his real plan. Was he just trying to show me how weak and powerless I am? Maybe he's right, because I really haven't got a clue. Who's the real killer? Who murdered Professor Constance Court? Robin Newman, a girl who had been forced to live a lie as a guy? Or was it Hugh O'Connor, the honor student who had met with Professor Court?
There seems to be little reason to debate the defendant's guilt any longer. Time for a verdict has come.
No! That's not gonna happen, man!
What's the meaning of this? You can't interrupt a judge about to hand down a...
Maybe. But false verdicts are a no-no.
What?
Miss Newman, please explain yourself. Juniper's not the killer. I know because I know who the real killer is. You do? You know who the real killer is. What is she up to now? Yep, I know, because the real killer is M.E. me. What? It was me. I did it alone. Just me. I don't get it. Why is she confessing?
Miss Newman was witness near the stage. There's even a related photo of her. The more I think about it, the more suspicious she seems.
Robin Newman isn't the kind of guy who pins the blame on friends. Just so he can walk free. Get it over with. Declare me guilty already. Please, wait. Juniper, what are you doing? Thank you for all you've done, Thina. But you'll have to forgive me. I can't let my friends take the blame any longer. Junie, no! Don't do it! You and Robin have done nothing wrong. They have absolutely no connection to this case. The real killer is me. I alone am responsible for the entire crime.
What?
Objection!
Junie, you know that's not true. Hurry up and retract your statement. I'm afraid it's true. Forgive me, Thina.
Order! Order! Somebody please explain what's going on here. I see right through your cheap ploy. School rules state that a prior conviction terminates one's eligibility to graduate. A guilty verdict here would make whatever dreams one had go up in a puff of smoke. Oh, I wasn't aware. Even meek little mice will fight when cornered. A pitiful spectacle, I might add. These vermin are trying to protect each other, now that they've nowhere else to run.
Protect each other? Wait. So is Robin just trying to protect Junie too? If so, then the real killer is...
This whole thing's a joke.
Uh-oh, now it's Yu's turn.
What? What's wrong with kids these days? I know would just crossed your mind, Miss Sykes. You think I'm the killer, don't you? Wow, he really is a genius. He even knows what you're thinking. I think it's about time I told you the truth. And I'll even get right to the point. It was me. I did it.
Wait. What?
How both potential suspects are claiming to be the real killer.
I am so confused right now.
If you still have doubts about how I detail my murders, if you still have doubts, how about I detail my murder plot? It's absolutely genius. Enough of this nonsense. This is a court of law, not the set of some high school drama. I see I have no choice. I'm afraid I'll have to. Hoy, wait your baldness. I'm sorry, Prosecutor Blackwell, but I'm in no position to hand down a verdict just yet. I'm hoping that the defense and prosecution can come up with some airtight evidence. That is why I'm giving you both the rest of the day to continue investigating the case.
Pinch me. I think I'm dreaming.
Fine. Do as you wish. This brings today's proceedings to a close. Court is adjourned.
Sorry, boss. I couldn't do it. You know that little bit of advice you gave me? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I don't know exactly what you meant. But there was no way I could force a smile in that courtroom today.
I'm just glad you remembered that. But now, how about relaxing a little?
Relax. Not gonna happen. Junie, she asked me to defend her because she believes in me. But I felt completely helpless. If it weren't for their confessions,
What if this trial proceeds in the same manner, and ends in the same way as the mock trial? Would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain?
Well, I'll just have to make sure that doesn't happen then, won't I? No, I can't lose it all. Not now.
You okay, Athena? You're turning kind of pale.
I can't just stand around here. I'm going to finish the investigation.
Child.
Can it wait? I just took a batch of freshly baked cookies out of my magic panties. Thanks, but I better get going. Save me one for when I get back. Apollo, you wait here. I need to go see Junie at the detention center first, right away.
No, wait. I'm going with you. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'd better go too. No problem. You two be careful. Sorry, give me a sec. Yeah, I stole one of the tiny dancing bloobs. I stole one from Sin.
There's so much I need to ask Junie. What happened in court today? Where we go from here?
Well now, fancy meeting you here.
Oh, Professor Means, what brings you here? I asked him to come. He arrived just a little before you. I wanted to ask him something. But first, Athena. I want to apologize for my sudden confession, after you worked so hard to defend me. She was calling me Athena until just now. No, I should be the one apologizing. The whole thing spiraled out of my control. Athena, Don't worry, I'll really bring it tomorrow. I'll find something to prove your innocence. About that, Athena, I've been thinking of asking Professor Means to defend me. Huh?
I myself only just heard of this a moment ago.
Oh, so she thinks Professor Means would be... No, I can't let this happen. Not with the way he wants to do things. Junie. I know, Athena, but will you please hear me out?
Yes, Means is in fact wearing tiny glasses on his nose.
Athena, do you actually think you or Robin could have committed this crime? The body was moved right before the mock trial. Besides Junie, they're the only ones. Who could move freely around the campus at this time. I'm sorry, Junie, but at this point, I can't rule them out. I was afraid you'd say that.
Juniper is seeking a lawyer who can clear all three of their names. I am capable of such a feat.
But how can you possibly prove that all three of them are innocent?
I am a result-oriented person. Come tomorrow, I won't fail to have the perfect piece of evidence ready. The end really does justify the means. Especially for me, Professor Aristotle Means.
Ugh. I really don't like the sound of that. I'm sorry, but just as you believe I'm innocent, I believe that my friends are innocent too.
Alright. That's how you really feel. We'll respect your decision.
Apollo?
But we want to continue our investigation. Could we ask you some more questions?
Sure, I don't mind. Professor Means, would you like to stay and join our conversation?
Yes, of course. I am your lawyer, after all.
There's that smile again. Why does it always creep me out? About your confession, Junie, it's not true, is it? You just said what you did because Robin had confessed on the stand, didn't you? Yes. I wasn't thinking straight. All I knew was I had to help my friend.
You mean because of that school rule? The one that says that you can't graduate if you're convicted of a crime.
No, I didn't do it because of some rule. I did it because she's my friend. Why is there discord in her voice again? Could it really be that the friendship between the three of them is on the rocks? There's more here than meets the eye. When did you three first become friends? Well... even though we were in different courses, we really bonded from the first day at school. We vowed to work together to bring an end to the Dark Age of the Law. That was when our proof of friendship came about.
Can I just say, I hate the design of this building because the windows don't line up with the top half of, like, the above the arch bit.
There's that proof of friendship thing again. I just wish this were as simple as that.
Got something on my glass. See, the worst kind of something that you can get on your glasses is something right in the middle of your of the lens. We even have proof of our friendship. Yeah, as long as our friendship lasts, I bet we'll be carrying them around. Or you can bet we'll be carrying them around.
But the situation kind of changed recently. When the school's policy shifted to training legal professionals who produce results.
Allow me to explain. The lawyer course I teach, producing results means winning trials. As a court, on the other hand, taught that finding the truth was the only valid result. Unfortunately, that clash of ideas created a rift among our students.
At some point, we stopped talking about it. While that meant fewer arguments, it also meant we couldn't be as frank and as open with each other as we used to be. I think I understand now. By putting their friendship on a pedestal, they actually did more harm than good. It seems the relationship between the three of them isn't as simple as I thought.
Juniper, thank you for talking to us about this difficult subject.
Yeah, thanks, Junie. Now, if you could tell us about the day of the murder? Junie, you told us yesterday that you went home a little after 6 p.m. Was that a lie? I'm sorry I didn't tell you this before, but... what actually happened was I left the art room a little after 6 p.m. and
Junie's voice is hard.
headed over to my dressing room, where I worked on my stage costume until 7. That's it. You didn't go anywhere else. No, nowhere else. If that really were it, then it would be no reason to lie in the first place. She's gotta be hiding something else.
Junie, do you remember this picture?
Yes, but something's wrong here. Wrong? What's wrong? I took this picture at around 6, which was before I left the art room. But the clock here says it's just after 7. And by 7, I'd already been working in my dressing room for some time. So there's definitely something wrong with the time in this picture.
I guess we'd better go check the art room.
Okay, just one last question about the day of the murder. On the evening before the mock trial, the evening of the murder, you ran into Hugh. Yes, I did.
At around 7:15, I went into the main building before going home. That's when I saw Juniper. We didn't say much as we passed by each other. She seemed her usual self. That's it. Anything else you'd like to ask?
She suddenly went silent. She always was terrible at hiding things. Was she trying to keep their meeting a secret by lying about going home at 6? Alright, I won't press the murder any further. Or, matter any further. I won't press the murder! Is there anything else you noticed on the night of the murder? Well, I don't know if this'll help, but... that evening, I went back to my dressing room to get something I'd forgotten there. It was well after the last bell rang. I'd say it was around 6:30 or 8:30. Around 8:30, huh? That's over an hour after when the crime supposedly took place. And that's when I noticed that both stage statues were finished. They were quite large, and they were each covered with a white sheet, but I could tell.
Man, I'm struggling with Junie's voice.
It made me happy to think that after all that hard work, they were finally finished. Oh, right. The statues that Robin made. So they were covered in white sheets. Junie, are you okay? Sorry. I'm a little tired, that's all.
Athena, I think this meeting is over. Professor Means? I'll use any means possible to get the result I want in Juniper's case. But it will require considerable preparation, so I must be off.
Hold it!
Junie and Professor Means, I have a proposal. Proposal?
Wait, this isn't another one of your crazy...
By sundown today. Yes? I, Athena Sykes, along with Apollo Justice...
Wait a second, don't drag my name into...
We're going to discover the truth behind this murder mystery. What? And we're going to bring you solid evidence showing just what the truth is.
I see. It's come to this, has it?
If we succeed in doing that, I want you to promise that you'll accept it, Junie, no matter how hard it is to hear. And then you shouldn't need anyone else to defend you except me. Have we got a deal? I trust that's okay with you too, Professor Means.
I have no objections as long as Juniper is satisfied with this arrangement.
Okay, but only if it's the real truth. I'm sorry to put you through this, Athena, but thank you. I've been thinking only of myself this whole time. Wow, that came out very blurred together. And Junie, it's way too early to thank me. But you can thank me all you want once we get to the bottom of this.
Very well. I'll see you back here at sundown. Sorry for all the trouble, Professor. It's just, she's new to the agency, so... Don't be silly. I find it all rather thrilling. Oh, let us meet again here later.
If you'll excuse me, I'd better go. Okay, see you later.
What if this trial proceeds in the same manner, ends in the same way as the mock trial? Would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain?
Ugh, this is no time to be thinking about that. I've got an investigation to do. I will find the truth by sundown, no matter what.
Hey, Apollo, did you know I'm a lawyer? Oh, nice. Your attorney's badge. That's the first thing you want to present when you meet someone new. I heard that's what all the lawyers do.
You heard that? From whom?
Who else? Mr. Wright. Just remember, your badge comes first. See, Athena? Check it out. This is my attorney's badge.
Oh, that's so intense. I want to present mine like that, too.
Apollo's just constantly staring down Athena as we go. Fucking Scuttlebutt.
Is it my imagination, or did something just move?
Afternoon, you two. Prosecutor Gavin, what are you doing here? Don't you think sneaking onto campus like this is just slightly suspicious? I'll have you know, I'm continuing my investigation in the strictest of confidence.
I don't want to be caught napping again at tomorrow's trial. And that means a thorough investigation today. Think you can lend us a hand?
I'm not one to refuse a damsel in distress. But you needn't have asked, Fraulein. I had intended to help from the start.
You're the best, Prosecutor Gavin. I hope that voice is coming through all right. Okay, time for a thorough investigation. I bet we missed lots of stuff yesterday. Prosecutor Gavin, you were scheduled to perform at the school festival, weren't you?
That's right. But I hadn't seen this stage until yesterday. That backdrop with the starry sky and big crescent moon isn't half bad. We also had some tricks up our sleeve to make the concert really rock. Pyrotechnics, a fog machine, big banners, stuff like that. It would have looked like this.
Oh, the plans from yesterday. What's that design on the banner in the back? I know the scales are the school emblem. But what's with the number 6? It looks like it's in serious pain or something.
Athena! Ixnay on the Ixay. That is the governor's logo, Fraulein. Oh, and nice big Latin air forehead, really smooth.
Oh, I meant it looks like the number 6, rocking seriously hard.
Nein, Fraulein. It's a G for governors, not a 6. But whatever floats your pretty boat. Apollo and Clavier get home, like, later tonight. And it's just Gavin, like, crying, and he's just like, air forehead. She didn't recognize the G for governors. So where's the banner? I don't see it anywhere on stage. It was an important part of the show, but the school managed to misplace it somehow. It's a pity. We had it specially made from heavyweight, high-grade cloth. Missing banner and 2 broken statues. There are mysteries aplenty to be solved, yeah?
Come to think of it, one of the broken statues was a Prosecutor Gavin.
As you can see here in the stage plans, right here we have the statue of me. And right here, a right statue. But little does that matter now, as we both lie in pieces thanks to you, Air Forehead. What did I ever do to you?
Actually, the statue broke into rather large pieces. Why don't we try to put it back together? Maybe we'll learn something new.
Picking up the pieces of a shattered rock star. Achtung! That's one uber cool idea. There might even be a song in there somewhere.
Yay, let's do this, Chanel.
Is this an investigation, or am I interrupting a German language club social event? Scuttlebutt.
Wait, you don't think this weird box here is... Hands off! I knew it. I'd know that voice anywhere.
Let's just ignore it. I mean, it made its wishes loud and clear.
So this is the future cardboard box technology is... yeah, this is the future cardboard box technology has afforded us, huh? I don't know. This is fine for a rock concert, but... the nighttime sky backdrop for a courtroom?
Personally, I think it's breathtaking. I mean, speaking the truth under a starry sky, don't you think it's romantic, Fraulein? And the waning crescent moon represents the maximum 3-day trial cycle.
3-day trials outdoors. No thanks. If it starts raining, my hair would be ruined.
Apollo's would be ruined as well.
Found one. A piece of Prosecutor Gavin's shattered pride.
Are you saying my pride is as fragile as plaster of Paris? Looks like there are other large pieces scattered about.
Okay, let's find what we can. I found another piece of the statue.
There should still be some more. Let's leave no stone unturned.
I found another piece of the statue.
There should still be some more. Let's leave no stone unturned.
It's a copy of the school paper with that story about the alleged love triangle. I wonder if people really waste their time reading this stuff. It's more popular than you think.
What was that? Thought I heard something just now.
You're just hearing things. It was nothing more than your ears playing tricks on you. Oh no, Prosecutor Gavin! You're a complete wreck, literally. Why in the world would someone do something like this?
I don't know, but whoever did it must have felt an amazing sense of release. Can I take that as a confession, Air Forehead? What? No! I feel bad for Robin. She worked so hard on these. Let's pick up the pieces for her. You got it. Let's check every corner of this stage then, yeah?
Found another piece of the statue. But there should still be some more. Let's leave no stone unturned. There's even a prosecutor's bench here on the stage.
Ah, the memories, Fraulein. As a former rock star and a prosecutor, the prosecutor's bench has taught me much about human emotions, passion, and fight.
I can picture it now. You with your silvery singing voice and Apollo's sweating bullets.
Hey, how about pitching me winning once in a while? Or picturing me winning once in a while?
The body's gone. All that's left is a white outline. I never knew Professor Kurt personally, but seeing her reduced to a white outline leaves me cold inside. But in a way, she still lives on in the messages she left behind. Like the strange way her body was posed and the signs of her wrist being...
Oops, that was an Apollo line. Both of those were Apollo lines, actually. But in a way, she still lives on in the messages she left behind. Like the strange way her body was posed and the signs of her wrist being bound.
You're right. Let's use her final messages to catch the killer.
The issue that I keep running into is that their voices are both, like, or their names are both names. So I look at the nameplate out of the corner of my eye, and it doesn't actually, like, give me as much information as I need.
Wow, they built a witness stand too, even though it's just a temporary stage. Oh, but I think they're still working on it. Let's see what the notice says. Caution, pedestal features high-speed rotation mode. Activate with care. You mean this thing spins? The other statue Robin made. It's been smashed to bits. If there were some larger pieces, we might be able to put this one back together too.
Yeah, but all I see are itty-bitty ones.
I wonder what Mr. Wright would think. If he knew we put Prosecutor Gavin's statue back together but left his like this.
You can always come back to it after the case is solved. I'll help you fix it. There it is. This looks like another piece of the statue.
Thanks, Apollo. This makes 5 pieces in all.
I think we have all we're going to find.
Okay, let's get back to where Prosecutor Gavin was shattered.
I think you might want to reword that.
Well, I don't see any other big pieces lying around.
Yeah, let's see if we can put this statue back together.
All right, Apollo. You come over here, and Prosecutor Gavin, if you could hold this. We did it. Not bad if I do say so myself.
Yeah, but don't you think it's strange? We put the statue back together, but look. What's with all these leftover white pieces?
These look like they go together. And this one too.
Athena, what do you think you're doing?
Don't stop me now. The artist inside me wants to get out and have a good time.
Holy shit, that's a lot of pieces. So, what is it? Ah, it's the goddess of law holding a pair of scales in one hand and a sword in the other. That's quite the feat you pulled off, though, Fräulein.
Phew. I love the feeling after you get after you work really hard on something.
No, no, no. I knew who it was. I meant to ask what it's doing here. Not sure. There's no statue like this on the stage plans.
Still, I could swear I've seen this statue somewhere before.
More we learn, the deeper the rabbit hole goes. At least we're moving in the right direction. Let's keep searching the stage for clues.
I've been wondering about something this whole time. You know that pole at the edge of the stage?
You mean this? It has a wire that goes off and connects to something somewhere. Well, that's not conspicuous. Impressive building fit for an impressive school.
Yeah, and these beautiful walls are like a big blank canvas. See, my shoe prints leave really distinct marks.
Hey, cut that out before you get us in trouble. Really? You're not gonna acknowledge that? This wire is for hanging banners over the stage. One of the policemen who was here earlier was checking how it worked. Oh, so that's why the banner looks like it's out of place. The banners are hung and removed from the art room over there.
That's the art room over there. As in, the scene of the crime?
Bingo, Fräulein. It's still crawling with cops, though.
Hey, anyone in the art room?
Oh, it's you people! Ha 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 ha! In justice we trust!
Ah, it's Detective Fulbright. In justice we trust.
Is that some kind of greeting between you two?
Detective Fulbright, can you lower that banner from there?
Of course. Just leave it to me. How's that? Phew.
Thanks, Detective. In justice we trust.
Always glad to help. In justice we trust. So, is that some kind of greeting between you two or not? Well, looks like the banner's down now. Let's go take a look. Look at this banner. I don't think it would flap very well in the wind.
An unflappable banner. Hey, I like that. It goes perfect with unflappable lawyers and unflappable rockers. It's like it was made for this very stage.
Look at this. The bottom part is all knotted up. Let me try to unravel it.
Jeez, did you really have to? You don't come across an unflappable banner every day.
Athena, there are some things that have to yield to forces beyond themselves.
What a cruel world we live in.
Hey, a scrap of paper was caught up inside. It's blowing away.
I got it. Yes. Great catch, huh? Looks like some kind of note. What does it say?
October, hue 120. What's that supposed to mean?
Test score, maybe? Pretty impressive when you consider that 100 is a perfect score.
I don't see how even hue can get beyond perfect. Fräulein, shall we inspect the banner again now that it's been unraveled? So, completely random thing. I have been thinking about, this game is gonna take forever, because the last two cases are long. And so I'm thinking I might take a break either during this case or after this case. And I'm undecided on what I'm gonna do during my break from this game. Like, I know that I said I was gonna take a break after, Monstrous Turnabout, but, Turnabout Reclaimed was just was really good and it kept me engaged. And this case is pretty good, it's just I need to take a break for my voice. So I'm undecided on what I'm gonna do, but, I was thinking we could either do, we could either go back to Pikmin 2, because I still need to actually, like, finish Pikmin 2. We could, play some of the DLC that I haven't gone and done yet, like Scarlet and Violet DLC maybe. Maybe not Scarlet and Violet DLC actually, because I would like to play Pokemon X and Y soon. Maybe Fire Emblem Engage's DLC, I'm not sure. But there's a part of me that's like, what if we played a Mario 64 ROM hack? Because I really want to play Star Road, but I haven't actually, like, I have the stuff set up to do it. I just haven't actually, like, sat down and played Star Road before. And I think that Star Road would be fun to play, because I love Mario 64.
This is the emblem that's on Junie's school uniform.
Hey, you're right. Wait a sec. It's hard to see against the red material, but look. There's a dark red stain here, just under the emblem.
This banner was on a wire connected to the art room.
Right, and the art room is where the murder occurred. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
This stain might be from the victim's blood.
This statue doesn't look anything like you or Mr. Wright. The goddess bearing scales and a sword. She's a symbol of fairness and strength.
But she and her symbols were shattered along with the statues of you and Mr. Wright. This is a direct challenge to the rule of law. Well, if they want to fight, we've got one.
Whoa, take it down a notch, Tiger. Let's save the fighting for when we find our culprit.
Phew. That was a whole lot of poking around in such a short time.
I mean, you're satisfied?
Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to check out. See that metal fence back there? There's just that one segment, so it seems out of place.
It looks like they were in the process of removing them after the stage was set up. But they were not able to finish on account of the murder. We should take a look if you think it could be important.
This track looks man-made.
Hey, you're right. It looks like it starts from behind the backdrop.
Maybe a big muddy pro wrestler was hiding back here?
Well, that was totally random, but we'll never know until we take a look.
It looks like something was being dragged through here. And this is where it started.
Yeah, but whatever it was, it's long gone. Must have been pretty heavy. Perhaps it was used in setting up the school festival.
Then I guess it wasn't a pro wrestler. Still, this could be something important.
Well, that's about it for the stage.
Right, I think we'd better search the art room next.
I think I'll hang out here for a while. But make sure to tell me once you find it, yeah? Find what? What else? The governor's banners that disappeared from the stage. This voice is so bad. You never know. It might just be connected to the case at hand.
Really? Or does he just want his banner back? Don't tell me. So in short, that's... Hey.
That box! I just took off running. Also, Sachi, you missed it. We saw what Scuttlebutt looks like underneath her box for a split second.
I have a pretty good idea on who that is. And I suspect you do, too. Come on, we can't afford to have any weird articles written about us.
Maintenance area is over in that direction. After that box. Hey, Lobster, how are you doing?
Miriam, you're liable to get tossed in the garbage truck if you hang around here. I'm just an empty box, and that's what you do with them. You throw them away.
I'm doing alright. My voice is getting a bit tired, but...
Hey, did you change boxes? I like the new look. What does it matter anymore? I was a complete failure in court today. My work, my pride, my dreams. Everything I've worked so hard for, gone. Sorry, Miss Scuttlebutt, but... doesn't believing you had a scoop when you really didn't make you a failure as a reporter? A failure as a reporter?
Do we get to see her face again? There it is. Come to think of it, calling her a failure as a reporter might have been a bit extreme.
Ugh. Scold me, despise me, pack me away where I'll never see the light of day. I've been cast aside to waste away into a big pile of mushy paper machine.
Flashback doxing Scuttlebutt, yeah.
I kind of feel responsible for this, but...
Now's our chance to prod her for information while she's vulnerable. Bet that's what you were just thinking.
what kind of a person do you think I am? He read me like a book.
Hey, Miss Scuttlebutt, did you know I'm a lawyer?
If you want to give me a present...
Oh, it's the same text.
That was you on stage earlier, wasn't it? Why did you run off like that? Take a look at this. Why are you showing me a burnt-up old rag?
Wait, it's really hard to see, but I think that's the Governor's logo there.
So this is the banner that disappeared. It's all burned up. Don't look at me. I just happened to find it in the incinerator. Incinerator? Did Blackwell actually make good on his threat to burn her box?
We should probably try to find out whether someone tried to destroy this on purpose.
Yeah, this banner is sounding less and less unrelated to our case, Apollo. Miriam, I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have said you were a failure as a reporter. Too late. I already decided journalism isn't for me.
Despair? Neuron activation?
The last step is to erase all the photos on my PC. I'm really going to do it. Here goes. 5%. 10%. 4 years of my life down the drain.
Shouldn't we stop her, Athena?
Miriam, you should keep publishing your paper. I didn't mean what I said, okay? You didn't mean it. Oh, no, my photos! Stop! Cancel! Abort! Did you stop it in time? Deletion progress 99% complete. There are only 2 pictures left.
What are you gonna do now, Athena? You owe it to her to make this right.
I know. Don't worry, Miriam. Your photos may be gone, but the memory of your photographic genius will live on forever in all of our hearts.
Oh, Athena, that was cringeworthy.
Hey, Miriam, check this out. You took some amazing photos of the 3 of them. I'm sure they really appreciated it.
Wait, I just realized that when she's doing this, her arms are crossed in front of her. That's super cute.
Obviously, I'm the ace of the newspaper club. The only member, in fact. I know this won't make up for the photos you lost, but here are your newspapers back. There's no rest for the wicked. I plan on pursuing those 3 for as long as I live. Miriam, why are you so obsessed with Juniper, Hugh, and Robin? Obsessed? I'm not obsessed with them. It's just they were so close. Ever since their freshman year, so, well...
Athena, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, I think that's the only explanation. Wait a second. You're not thinking what I think you're thinking.
Objection!
That's exactly what he's thinking, Miriam. You want in on their little trio. Yeah. How could you possibly know that?
You know what her hair reminds me of? She reminds me of Jill from Valhalla. Because Jill also has the twin tails. That's one abused laptop.
My laptop won't turn on. Never thought my life would end so soon. A mere 17 years. Now I really feel bad. Oh, I know. Miriam, we have a laptop at the office. We'd be happy to lend it to you. Huh? You have a laptop I could use? Sure, but on one condition. I want you to ask Junie, Hugh, and Robin if you can hang out with them. What? Like, I could ever do that? Sorry, but that's the deal if you want to borrow our laptop.
You scare me sometimes, Athena. You're like a good cop, bad cop, all rolled into one.
Fine, I'll do it, if that's what you want. Yay! I'll be by later to bring you the laptop. Wait, it's not like I owe you anything, but here.
That's really funny that they only had the one model for the paper coming out.
Thanks. Oh, it's a set of pictures. It looks like they're setting up the stage.
Why is Hugh forklift certified?
Yeah, I took them when they were putting the stage's backdrop into place. Wow, you sure have an eye for photography. One I can make out anyway. These are the last 2 photos that didn't get deleted. They're all yours. Well, see you around, scary lawyer lady.
That was really impressive, Athena. What's next? Hugh isn't forklift certified. He's gonna kill us all.
Well, I'd like to talk to Hugh or Robin if possible.
Okay, let's walk around and see if we can find them. You'd think that they would be, you know, in jail, because they confessed.
Well, here it is, the art room where the grisly crime occurred. Let's start looking.
Stop right there. This is an active crime scene. No unauthorized personnel allowed.
What? Can't you make an exception? You won't even notice where...
Freeze. I don't think so. No exceptions. Now move along. Nothing to see here.
He doesn't seem very accommodating this time. Let's try again later. Hey, that's Hugh over there. Hugh, we wanted a word with you if you don't mind.
If it was Mr. Right, then sure. But you two? Meh.
I knew it. There's a hint of discord in Hugh's voice.
You're not getting off that easy. After all, you're a possible suspect. Plus, you actually confessed in court. Whatever. So what do you want from me? But make it brief. I don't have a lot of time, and I assume you don't either.
About your confession today. You weren't serious about that, were you?
Let's just say I had no choice thanks to a certain lawyer who failed to get the job done. So you're really prepared to take the blame for this? Not gonna happen. The voice on the tape is female, so that rules me out. Let's put it this way. You don't actually believe that ridiculous play on words, do you? Well, my confession is just like that. A means to an end. Or as we say around here, the end justifies the means.
But I actually do believe the voice is shouting Hugh O'Connor.
Juniper's confession is quite advantageous for the real killer. But if Robin or I were actually the killer, we wouldn't have confessed. It's that simple. Even you should be capable of such reasoning, or have I overestimated you? He'll make a great lawyer someday. I mean, you seem to enjoy getting under people's skin.
Could Hugh and Robin's confessions really prove their innocence instead of their guilt? This is gonna take some serious thinking on my part. It sure looked like Prosecutor Blackquill was twisting your arm to testify earlier today. Is there some sort of secret he's using against you?
I've no intention of saying anything more. Now if you'll excuse me. I need water. Give me a sec. Hold. I'm not through with you yet. It seems the rogue prosecutor has it out for me. Leave and we just might discuss you-know-what. No, wait!
One little statement and Mr. Cole loses it? What's that all about?
I changed my mind. I'll stay and testify. You really are a rank amateur. Even if that were true, you'd think I'd open up to you.
So he's not denying it. That secret must be causing the discord in his voice. Then again, we have the same problem with Junie and Robin.
You're just wasting your time as well as mine. Next question.
About that meeting with Professor Court on the 23rd. Why did she want to see you?
I've no intention of telling you. You'll have to force it out of me any way you can.
Ugh. Professor Mean strikes again. Then again, Hugh is in the lawyer course. But didn't Professor Court used to say that the only good result is the truth?
What are you saying oh no to, Sachi?
So why don't you drop this whole charade and just tell me the truth?
The truth? How can you be so sure it will help you solve the case? The truth isn't necessarily your friend, nor Juniper's for that matter.
No, you're wrong. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to defend Junie the right way, using the truth. That's the only way to honor Junie's wishes and Professor Court's memory.
I see. Very well, Miss Sykes. I'll testify tomorrow about that truth you're so interested in.
Hugh.
But... don't look to me if something happens to Juniper because of it. Understand?
What's that supposed to mean?
What a terrible thing to say. I thought you guys were friends. Yes, we were. Until just recently, actually.
Were?
I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore.
What? Why?
Just as I have my secrets, she has a side you've never seen. Juniper's not all sunshine and rainbows like you think she is.
What are you saying?
This conversation is over, and I said I don't have a lot of time, and I meant it. Hugh, wait! He's gone. This does sound like a bit like incel shit, doesn't it?
He doesn't care about her anymore? Why would he say that?
That didn't go so well. I guess we'll just have to pin our hopes on his testimony tomorrow. Athena, what do you say we head over to the art room? Might be a nice change of pace. Hopefully the police have completed their investigation.
Alright, we don't really have much time left anyway.
Why, if it isn't my little lawyer friends again?
Thanks again for lowering that school banner for us earlier.
Don't mention it. Helping those in need is what my brand of justice is all about. Right. So this art room is where the murder actually occurred. That's right. You can see it on the you can't see it with the naked eye, but there's blood on the floor. That area roped off in the middle of the room marks the spot. The police investigation is done, so if you want to look around, knock yourselves out.
Fine find anything new, Detective Fulbright?
You've missed a decent amount, Banana. Robin is a girl. What else have we learned? We had Robin, Hugh, and Juniper all try to confess at the same time to cause enough confusion to get them to extend the trial to another day. Oh yeah, we saw Scuttlebutt's face, and she's very cute. Yeah, and Hugh is forklift certified. Or at least we got a picture of Hugh operating a forklift. Or a truck of some kind.
Find anything new, Detective Fulbright?
Good question. Unfortunately, the answer is nothing much yet.
He sure is confident for having found nothing.
What if we're talking outside the art room? There's been a major breakthrough.
Oh dear. Unless I find out what that is, I don't know what I shall do.
No need for the theatrics. I was told I could fill you in on this one.
Wow, you saw right through me, Detective.
Looking to get arrested for murder via unwarranted flattery, are we? So, what's the major breakthrough you mentioned? You want to know? You really want to know? You really, really?
Come on, just tell us already.
Aw, you're no fun. Anywho, we got the results of the voice print analysis back.
A voice print? You mean for this tape recorder?
Exactly. The voice belongs to the suspect, Miss Woods, beyond a shadow of a doubt. See right here, they analyzed the voice on the tape, inside and out. And you thought the voice on the tape was saying Hugh O'Connor. Thanks for the good laugh, Miss Sykes.
Ugh. He's the last person I want laughing at me.
So now there's evidence of Juniper shouting, "You're a goner," around the time of death. If we were to take this as the truth, how are we supposed to make sense of it?
I don't know. I can't think of any reason why Junie would shout that in the first place. Hey, this area with the rope around it.
That's where we detected a large blood stain. In short, the victim was stabbed here, or somewhere close by. The fact that there's no visible blood means it was wiped up with...
The fact that there was no visible blood means it was wiped up with something, right?
Right, but we were able to detect trace amounts of blood. Merely wiping it up does not remove all evidence of wrongdoing. And that,
in a nutshell, is justice, right?
I'd appreciate it if you'd let me have the cool lines.
There's a paint palette here. No surprise there, considering this is the art room.
Looks like someone mixed yellow and red to make orange.
I prefer yellow. You, on the other hand, are way too red.
What's that supposed to mean?
I think this is saying that the two of us have to work together to solve the case. Oh, what if this is Professor Court sending us a message from beyond the grave?
What about the blob right next to it, the one with red and green?
Maybe she's implying you need more delicious greens in your diet?
Are you saying Professor Court is watching over our dietary habits from the pearly gates? Hey, it's gone. Remember that strange statue in the school camera photo?
You're right. I wonder where it is. Robin's a member of the Fine Arts Club. Maybe she should, or maybe she could shed some light on this. I can see the other half of the building over there, and the quad and the stage down below.
Yeah, this must be the window Detective Fulbright stuck his head out of earlier.
Oh, yeah, thanks for the help, Detective.
A true champion of justice always comes running to those in need.
Great, then how about telling us Prosecutor Blackwell's strategy for tomorrow?
All right, let me think.
Well,
Oh, hey, I'm not falling for that.
So close I could almost taste it. Hey look, that's you on this mobile, Apollo. A red demon.
Red demon. Looks more like a snake curled around a brush to me. No, see the antennae and the yellow spots on its back? Anyone can see it's a ladybug. I guess we'll have to agree to disagree. Fine, we can investigate this further at a later date. Agreed? Okay, let's do that. You okay with that, Athena?
I really regret bringing this up. This is the clock that created that major problem for Junie. Let's take a closer look.
Don't waste your time. I've checked it, and it's 100% accurate.
You sure? How did you check it?
Of course I'm sure. I compared it to my own watch, see?
Detective Fulbright, didn't you notice your watch had stopped?
It has? This is unacceptable. We obviously can't rely on him. Let's take a look for ourselves.
Let's see. Wait a second. It's ahead by 1 whole hour. Well, Detective?
But
This clock must have also been an hour ahead when this photo was taken. If so, that would fit perfectly with Junie's testimony. Prosecutor Blackwell won't like this. I almost feel sorry for the detective. Almost.
you can at least pretend to feel sorry by wiping that big grin off your face. Wait just 1 minute. That clock is an hour ahead now, sure. But what proof do you have that it was running ahead on the day of the crime?
That's a good question. Wait, I think I might just have something. Detective Fulbright, you would agree that there's a moon outside this window, right?
Sure, a nice crescent one. Like something out of the picture book. Oh, it's the background.
But if you look at that window in the back, with the winch attached to it, you'll see that the only view to be had is the opposite side of the school building.
Oof. Then, what is this moon doing here?
I wonder. Prosecutor Gavin, you were scheduled to perform at the school festival, weren't you?
That's right. But I hadn't seen the stage until yesterday. That backdrop with the starry sky and the big crescent moon isn't half bad.
Isn't this the same one as painted on the stage backdrop? The professor's right here, the proof is right here, Detective. This shows it was 6 a.m. when the photo was taken.
Okay, so it wasn't a forklift, it was a crane.
Take that!
I know what this moon really is. And if you look at this photo, you'll know too. This shows where that moon in the photo came from and the truth of Junie's testimony.
What? Where? How does it show that?
If you look right here, it'll all become crystal clear.
Take that!
They were still prepping the stage, so its backdrop wasn't in place yet. This photo shows them in the process of moving the backdrop into position.
I can see that. There's a big board hanging here. The size matches too. But there's no picture. That's a crucial detail.
It is, but I believe that we're seeing the backside of the board in this photo.
The back of the...
That's right. And at around 6 p.m. when this was taken, a photo of that same board was being taken from the front.
What do you mean the front? Front is against the wall.
That's where you're wrong. What about the window? Remember how he said the moon shouldn't even exist in this photo? Take a good look.
Are you suggesting the moon is the one on the backdrop?
Exactly. In short, this photo was taken while the backdrop was being moved. And as you can see here, it was around 6 when the backdrop was being set in place. So the art room clock was running fast, at least as far back as the day of the murder.
How can I ever face Prosecutor Blackwell now?
Yes! I just blew a hole in a piece of the prosecution's evidence.
Man, Athena, your voice is wearing me out. Isn't that a mock trial script? Actually, there's a whole bunch of them here.
Let's see. Looks like everyone from the judge course submitted one.
The victim, Constance Court, was the Fine Art Club's advisor. So she probably spent a lot of time here in addition to her other duties. This isn't where I'd keep a bunch of scripts, but I'd wager that's how they wound up here.
Poor, stressed out, overworked Professor Court. I know exactly how that feels.
You must be, because your desk always looks like a tornado hit it.
You're one to talk, Apollo.
Me? What about Mr. Wright?
Maybe we should rename the firm Write Stuff All Over the Place Agency. A picture of a girl wearing a floral hat. Oh, it has the artist's name right here. C. Court. Wow, Professor Court must have painted this.
So this is what they consider art. I really don't get it.
I swear I've seen this girl before. There's an air of fragility about her, and those pity-inducing eyes. Who is this again? Her name's on the tip of my tongue. A picture of a girl wearing a floral hat. Oh, it has the artist's name right here. R. Newman. Wow, Robin must have painted this.
Is this Juniper? The clothes are different, but...
Oh, look, there's a piece of paper stuck to the back. Let's see what it says. Completely lacks Professor Court's artistry. Must keep practicing. Robin. Huh. I think this is plenty good myself.
I wonder what it would have looked like if Professor Court had painted Juniper.
I bet it would have been really artistic looking. Look, a piece of pottery. Looks like it's already been fired. I bet Robin made it.
And I bet it won't last long, not with the way that she deals with her own work anyway.
Yeah, it seems like such a waste. I mean, this one already had some color on it. It looks just like bloodstains the way the glaze was dribbled onto it.
Just like... bloodstains? Thank you for the hydrate, banana. In justice we trust. That does look like bloodstains. We'd better examine it at once. I get it. The victim was stabbed in the middle of the room where the big bloodstain is. And then brought over here, at which point some of her blood dripped onto these pieces. That means the body very well could have been dropped from this window.
In the mock trial script, the body was dropped onto a mat. Then a ball cart was used to move it over to the stage.
The maintenance area is below this room, and the storehouse there has a mat and a ball cart.
So even the moving of the body was carried out just like in the script. The killer sure had a thing for Junie's script.
Well, what did you expect? That's why we suspected the defendant in the first place.
Well, you're wrong, and I'm going to prove it in court. A mock trial script on the floor, and a nearby envelope marked as used. I wonder if Miriam's script was ever really inside that envelope. Let's see here. By Miriam Scuttlebutt, and the title is... Rogue et Noir. Crimson Blood and Dark Judgment.
I wouldn't take part in that mock trial if she begged me. Ugh. I got something in my eye.
It says here there are special rules allowing the payment of bribes while court is adjourned. Oh, and you can bring them up to $3 worth of fabricated evidence. It also says, welcome to the darkest mock trial ever, where the end justifies the means.
Rouge et Noir. The prosecution claims that, this is the script that was supposed to have been used.
But the scripts were selected by Professor Court, considering how much she valued the truth. I seriously doubt she'd pick a script entitled Crimson Blood and Dark Judgment.
Wow, you have that title memorized already?
It kind of looks like there's a prosecutor's badge at the top of the statue.
But it's not. If you look real close, another strange, difficult to understand work of art.
Oh look, it has a title. Guilty, Guilty, Guilty. Real creative.
Art. Either it's too abstract to understand or as subtle as a sledgehammer. Oh, I didn't get the crank?
Some wire and a winch. So this is how they reeled the banners in and out. There's a nice view of the stage from here.
Prosecutor Gavin is still standing in front of that broken statue.
So it really wasn't you, Apollo. Don't worry, you can tell me. I won't tell anyone.
Ugh. I'll never clear my name unless we catch the real culprit. Well, I think we've examined pretty much everything we can. By the way, did Prosecutor Blackwell happen to tell you anything about tomorrow's trial? In justice we trust. It's no use trying to pry more information out of me. Having just learned that the clock had been 1 hour fast. Means we're back to square one concerning the suspect's actions that day.
I wonder what the main argument will be about now.
How the body was moved would be my guess. Prosecutor Blackwell's got his own plans. Oh? Does he now?
Detective Fulbright.
Try as you might, I won't say another word about the investigation.
No, I wasn't going to ask about that. I was just wondering if you'd seen Robin.
Oh, you mean Miss Robin Newman? She was just here a moment ago. And she mumbled something about watching videos in the lecture hall.
Video? What video?
Thanks, Detective. Athena, I think we should stop by the lecture hall.
Right, let's go.
You know, I gotta admit, playing this and Valhalla, those two games were probably the closest I've done to doing a stream fully in the femme voice. I will do one eventually. I just need to, like, get to it.
There she is. Robin. Hey, Robin. Oh, Athena. Apollo.
What are you watching there?
Oh, it just so happens to be a video of the mock trial. I had to use a bit of coercion to get it, but the end justifies the means, right? There it is again. Professor Means shares a lot of influence around here. Care to look into the true connection between the murder and the mock trial with me? It sounds great, but do you mind if we ask you some questions first? Sure. I'll tell you anything you WANT. About your confession today. Why did you do it? Because Juniper hasn't done anything wrong. I had to stop the trial by any means possible. Right. The end justifies the means. So you're a follower of Professor Means too? Professor Means was a wonderful teacher, as was Professor Court. I like them B-O-T-H. She brushed that one off like a pro.
That style of justice, you run the risk of breaking the law.
Well, I'm prepared to quit school because of this case. What? Why? I want to be an artist. That's what I really want, man. But no! My parents forced me to study to become a prosecutor. But if the trial went south, you'd have to drop out and give up on being a prosecutor. That's what you're really after, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And talk about someone who literally changes at the bat of an eyelash.
I guess she's been dealing with her own problems too. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, I suppose so, but that doesn't make what she did right.
Sorry if you can hear my chair being loud. Could you tell us about what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Finishing a statue. I was on stage until the last bell. That's right. You made the statues of Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Gavin, didn't you? Oh, yes, I did. Both of them.
Fem Robin feels very different to Mask Robin in a good way. Yeah, I think a big part of that is just how I'm voicing her. Fem Robin is also just as, like, eclectic as Mask Robin is. She's just not really showing it right now. This is just a formality, but can you prove you were making the statues at that time?
Can I prove it? You think I'm the killer now?
No, that's not what I meant.
Both Hugh and Robin were still at school after 7 p.m. But neither of them can prove exactly what they were doing. Could one of them really have murdered Professor Court? Have there been any problems now that everyone here knows you're a girl? No worries there. I discussed the matter with Professor Court some time ago. I told her I wanted to let everyone know I was really a girl. And just today I found out that she spoke with the school administration on my behalf.
Wow, they must really like you.
I know, right? But now I can finally be myself here at school. I don't have to hide the fact that I love girly clothes. That's why, Athena, I simply must have this, and this by any means possible. What? But this is evidence we need for the trial. Sorry, but no can do. Aw, don't be a party pooper, Athena. Come on, please, pretty please.
Stage costume evidence taken in classic and justifies the means style.
Oh, darn it. Anyway, thank you again, Athena. Thank you for revealing who I really am. I wanted everyone to know before the snitch found out. The snitch. Sounds like a new lead. There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I hear they're watching everything we do. Our activities, our relationships, our interests. And reporting it all to one of the professors.
Why would anyone do that?
Officially, I heard it's to seek out misconduct among the student body. But rumor has it grades were being bought and sold through the surveillance network.
It's bribery. The situation at Temis Legal Academy is worse than I thought.
While all of this is important stuff, I still want to ask about the thing in the art room. I'll have to present some evidence to show her what I'm talking about, though. Robin, I just remembered something I wanted to ask you. This photo shows a piece of art on the table. Do you know what it is? Whoa! Look at that unique artistic sense. That has to be one of Professor Court's creations, man. Professor Court's artistic sense. Professor Court's artistic sense. That's a tough one. I'd say it's avant-garde and very eclectic. In other words, it's weird and all over the place.
These two voices are so similar. I hope that these voices are, like, different enough that you can tell who's talking.
Come to think of it, that strange-looking painting in the art room was one of Professor Court's works, wasn't it? The statue in that photo was originally a statue of Lady Justice. Of Lady Justice? Professor Court had planned on placing it at the judge's bench in the lecture hall. But the day before the mock trial, it broke while she was polishing it. She said she'd take it back to the art room and try to fix it somehow. So, this is the statue in its proper state. You bet. Just look at that wild silhouette. Wow, it's so C-U-T-E. I don't get it. Do you have to be an artist to appreciate stuff like this?
Athena? The Lady Justice that you put back together on that stage.
Oh, right. I didn't realize it before because it was in pieces, but before it was smashed. Maybe it didn't look like Lady Justice, but more like it does in the photo. But what in the world was it doing on stage?
Well, I think that about covers it.
Okay, then how about watching the mock trial video with me? What do you say? Sure, sounds good to me. So how do you want to watch it? All classroom desks at the school have their own built-in computer, you know?
Ow. This place is definitely a lot cushier than I thought.
I know you guys are in a hurry, so I'll just fast forward to the important parts. Let's start with the professor's pre-trial speech.
Afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today.
Oh, that sounds like Professor Means.
Mock trial, the crown jewel event of the school festival, will begin shortly. Camera like this the whole time?
Yeah, it's in a fixed position in front of the stage.
When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come. How come teachers' speeches always make me so sleepy?
Let's just skip to the end of the speech.
Now, let the mock trial begin.
Hey, what's the deal here? Why is Junie so large in this shot?
Looks to me like she cut right in front of the camera.
Juniper was also in charge of the audio. Even though she was already playing a part in the mock trial itself. She had to do it to keep the script details secret. She was all over the place that day. When she wasn't in the trial, she was in the audio control room dealing with the music. Oh, so this is what the lecture hall looks like.
Looks like there's a judge bench back by the screen, and a witness stand up front. What about those balconies with the professors' names on them?
Those are the faculty seats. Professor Means and Professor Court were in charge of scoring the mock trial. Okay, let's fast forward this a bit.
I'm gonna go back to the masculine Robin voice for this, because Robin was definitely doing the masculine voice. And that's why the defendant is definitely guilty!
Ah, that was me. Could you tell?
Objection. A frail co-ed used her bare hands to stab her professor with an arrow. I don't think so.
You read that line in the mock trial, Apollo, but you made it sound kind of weird.
Cut me some slack. It was my first time reading that script.
I think Juniper's gonna speak next. I didn't do it. I'd suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true I shouted you're a goner, but I didn't mean it.
Wow, what an emotional performance. She'd put a real actress to shame.
Wait, could you go back and play that scene again?
You really think that's necessary?
I didn't do it. I'd suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true I shouted you're a goner, but...
Oh, fuck. Stop auto...
But I didn't mean it. Stop. Did you hear that?
I think you're onto something. Let's play that last part again.
I don't follow. What are you guys so excited about? I think this piece of evidence should explain it. Time to show Robin a piece of evidence that links the line we heard to the case.
Take that!
I'm sure you remember this. It contains a female voice shouting a violent threat. I'll play it for you. You're a goner. The voices and performance do sound similar, but I can't believe this is happening. It's just a possibility. But if the voice on this tape is really a recording, one made from the mock trial video, that means this evidence was fabricated.
You didn't get to do a voice print analysis in time for court today. That's why the gender of the voice became so important. And if the real killer had foreseen that gender would become a key in today's trial,
he would have tried to deflect attention away from himself by making the suspect female. So basically, the only one with something to gain from doing this is our sole male suspect. Wait a second. No, wait, no way.
Professor means credo. Or credo? What is this word? The end justifies the means. So it makes perfect sense that a student who took those words to heart would fabricate evidence. We need to get that tape analyzed as soon as possible. Who? Maybe Blackwell? Allow me to assist you with that. That was a really good Blackwell impression, Clavier.
Prosecutor Gavin, at least make some kind of noise so we know you're there.
It's go big or go home with Rockstar entrances. With Rockstar entrances, Fraulein. Timing is everything. Let me make a copy of that tape right now, and I'll get you the results as soon as I can. I trust that would be all right.
Very much so. Thanks.
Well, Athena, it's almost sundown. Isn't it about time we head over to the detention center?
I think Junie will agree that this is something that could prove her innocence, but will her heart really be open to accepting it? She had to have known this is what I'd find. And that about covers the main gist of our investigation.
I see. Very interesting. Been quite the busy beaver today.
Thank you for all your hard work, Athena. Well, my time's about up, and it will be getting dark soon, so... Junie. You must be tired after being on your feet all day. You should go home and... No, wait. You have to listen to me. I don't want to hear anymore. I know what you're going to say, Athena. Junie, you promised. We're going to discover the truth behind this murder mystery. And we're going to bring you solid evidence showing just what the truth is. If we succeed in doing that, I want you to promise that you'll accept it, Junie, no matter how hard it is to hear. Okay, but only if it's the real truth. So please, just listen to what I have to say. Once you've heard me out, I'll let you decide what to do. The voice in this recording has been proven to be yours, Junie. In the mock trial video, we can hear you reading your line from the script. We're having both of them analyzed now, but from what I can tell, the voices are the same. And the only one who would benefit from faking the voice recording would be Hugh. But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, Hugh confessed in order to protect me. This may sound strange, but his confession is a ploy to make himself look less suspicious. In other words, he was just pretending to protect you. Besides, his confession came after you and Robin had already confessed. If he hadn't confessed right then as well, wouldn't that have seemed a little suspicious? Say what you will, Athena, but none of us would hurt a fly, let alone kill someone. He was a gifted student. He gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble.
Wait, Athena. My bracelet reacted just now.
It did? But why? Junie, can you look me in the eye and repeat what you just said? Oh, none of us would hurt a fly, let alone kill someone. He was a gifted student. He gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble.
Now I'm sure of it. She's lying. Can't see your other hand. Get looked at. Gotta say, she's doing a better job than 99% of people do when they're under the gaze of Apollo. I genuinely don't know what else this could be. Like... See, that's what I'm thinking as well, but like, I could see it being something like further down her arm as well. Her other arm, maybe? Maybe. I wish that there was a way to speed it up a bit. Really?
Gotcha!
Juniper, you start coughing when you're under stress. You can't hide it from me no matter how hard you try. When you said, "and never causes trouble," a cough escaped that made your scarf flutter. As for why you were stressed, it's because you were lying.
Junie, you're trying to hide Hugh's connection to this case, aren't you? And I believe that also ties into a secret about yourself. A secret? About me? I don't understand.
I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore.
What? Why?
Juniper's not all sunshine and rainbows like you think she is. That was a surprisingly difficult, perceive segment.
He ended their friendship after he found out about Junie's secret, which means Hugh must have felt betrayed by Junie, making her
The snitch.
You were Professor Court's snitch, weren't you? There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I hear they're watching everything we do, our activities, our relationships, our interests, and reporting it all to one of the professors. And while fulfilling that role, you learned something about Hugh you'd rather forget. I don't know what you're talking about. Junie, please, stop hiding things from me. I hate having to force things out of you like this. Looks like we're going to have to do this the hard way. Time to review the evidence and see if I can't prove my hypothesis. I must have something that proves that Junie's the snitch, and Hugh's connection to the case.
See, I'm kind of tempted to check this. Meet with you about that report yesterday. Important.
Take that!
I'm relieved to see you're coming around. You see, I wasn't trying to hide anything. And
Juniper's one cool customer, Athena.
Wait, I don't think that was the right piece of evidence. Whatever you show me won't change the fact that I've already told you all I know. I must have something that proves Junie's the snitch and Hugh's connection to the case.
I actually genuinely don't know what I'm supposed to be pointing out here. Hey Mario, how are you doing?
Athena, stop throwing random evidence at me, please.
Photo of her in court. Yeah, I could see that.
Take that!
Apparently not.
Take that!
Script? Maybe.
Take that!
Nope. Athena's just like rustling in her pockets. And she's just like, shit, 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 where is this piece of evidence? Stuff that proves that Junie is the snitch. Use connection to the case. I'm actually genuinely at a bit of a loss here. I already presented this, didn't I? Oh, wait, no, I didn't. That was dumb.
Right here in Professor Court's planner, it says routine report. I believe this is meant to mean when the snitch would report to Professor Court. I also believe that Professor Court planned to meet Hugh in private based on the snitch's info. And from their meeting, Hugh must have put 2 and 2 together and figured out your secret. So you see, it all makes sense only if you're the snitch, Junie. Forgive me. Forgive me, Thena. I've been lying to you this whole time. The truth is, I suspected Hugh from the start. You did? Now this is surprising. I'm so sorry. I've talked about friendship so much, but I've been a terrible friend.
Juniper, I don't have the special kind of hearing that Athena does. But I don't need it to sense the pain that you're feeling inside. And its intensity is directly proportional to how you feel about your friend. Am I right?
Apollo. Please, Junie, tell me why you suspected Hugh. I have a feeling that will be the key to getting to the bottom of this whole case. What exactly was your role as class snitch? Professor Court had told me how Academy alumni had strayed from the path of justice.
Dark age of the law, huh?
She didn't want any more of our students going astray like that. But few others at the Academy shared her view.
I thought her ideas were beautiful, though sad and unrealistic.
She asked you to be her eyes and ears, didn't she? I used to report to her once a month about any wrongdoings I'd seen or heard about.
And that report session on the planner was the one from October 20. And that report session in her planner, the one from October 22nd, was a part of that.
Yes, that's when I reported Hugh to Professor Court. She snitched on her own friend? I had accidentally heard Hugh talking.
What did you hear?
He was talking to someone on the phone. I think it was one of his parents. What were they talking about? Something about having paid money for good test scores. I only overheard him talking, So I never did find out who the money was going to. What? That's bribery. Hugh was buying his way through school. And if that's the case, then that evidence that always seemed out of place might actually be about his secret.
Take that!
We found this while we were investigating the stage. It's got Hugh's name on it. I didn't know what the number meant at the time, but now that I'm hearing about bribes...
Must mean that a bribe of 120 grand was to be paid in October. Wow. You jumped to 120 grand instead of $120, Apollo?
What's more, take a look at this mark. That same mark is on the pages of Professor Court's planner.
Hey, you're right.
Oh, wait. But why would Professor Court have that kind of information in her planner? You don't really think the person who was taking bribe money was... It's just a possibility at this point. But it may indeed have been Professor Court. But...
That is impossible. You're the last person I'd ever expect or suspect of accepting bribes.
Like I said, it's just a possibility. But a rather good one. Maybe their private talk had to do with the possibility of the bribery being exposed. And what started out as a little argument soon got out of hand.
It's not your fault, Junie. Anybody would have suspected Hugh if they knew what you knew.
No! I don't believe that alone would have driven him to murder. There's another reason why I suspected Hugh. You've got to be kidding me. There's another reason? I saw Hugh around 7 p.m. before the night of the mock trial. Oh, so she's finally ready to talk about that. When I saw him, his... Oh, Athena! Junie, are you alright? Just try to relax and tell me what happened.
I never wanted to see what I did. But I'll have to live with it, won't I? In that hallway, Hugh's hands... His hands were dripping with blood.
His hands were dripping with blood. What? But why? What am I going to do? Deep down, I know Hugh can't be the killer. But my mind keeps telling me he is. No matter how hard I try to convince myself he isn't. Oh, what am I going to do? Hugh, he's... I can't take this anymore. Athena... And so she hid the fact that she'd seen Hugh and said that he went home at 6 because... Or that she went home at 6. She wanted to avoid talking about what she saw. Junie, it must have been terrible holding all that in. But it's all going to be okay. I'll get to the bottom of this. And that's my promise from one good friend to another. I'll be defending Juniper tomorrow. If that's okay with you, Professor Means.
My main concern is whether you can defeat that prosecutor. But I won't try to stop you. I will be watching from the gallery. I shall look forward to seeing what sort of results your methods can produce. Good luck tomorrow. Now, if you would excuse me.
Athena, I'm sorry. I really mean it. I wish I had trusted you from the start. You have to uncover the truth tomorrow. I know you can do it.
Don't worry. We already know that the prosecution's key piece of evidence, apparently. Key piece of evidence is fake. And thanks to you, we figured out the motive too. Let's give this our best shot, Athena. Let tomorrow be the day Juniper walks free.
I wouldn't have it any other way. We should all be ready now. What could possibly go wrong this time? And still, there's this strange uneasy feeling I can't shake. I'd better be imagining it.
And with that, that is going to be where we end for tonight. So thank you all so much for watching. P keys. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I'm not sure if I'll be streaming more of this tomorrow or if I will take a break day from it. Depends on how I'm feeling. Thank you for the stretch, Mario. Wow, that was a good stretch. So yeah, give me just a sec and we will find someone to raid. Okay. Let's see who there is to raid. Is it time to go and poke the turtle? It appears to be time to go poke the turtle. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope to see you here tomorrow for whatever I end up streaming tomorrow. If it's more of this, that's great. If it's not more of this, then, you know, at least it'll be something else interesting. Yeah, we should be nearing the end of this case because we should only have one trial segment left. Though it might be one trial segment separated with a to be continued, so I guess we'll see. But yeah, otherwise, have a good one and take care.